Well, I dug out the old broken camera for this video because on this video I'm going to be playing with a laser, and I might just wreck the camera like I already did. See, this laser doesn't seem to work. As you can see, that's interesting, but yeah, this camera, I got nailed once before with this laser, and I think I burned the chip, so anyway, this thing's been acting up, so if I turn it off and turn it on, it probably won't come on. There, you see? And if I give it a smack, it comes on. So I think what's happened is the little motors here that control the mirrors are starting to stick. So let's take this thing apart and take a look at it and see what makes this thing tick. Actually, it looks like it may have been dropped. Check out the cabinet here. It looks like it's been kind of warped. So let's take this thing apart and see what makes it tick. I don't have a viewfinder to see what I'm shooting on this because this camera uses a different size of HDMI socket, and I don't have an adapter cord for this one. My other camera uses a micro HDMI. This one uses a mini HDMI. So the sides just pop off this thing. And there it is. So basically, what we have on this is we have a little laser unit here, and we have a couple of motors that, oh, they're not sticking or anything. That how it works. If I zoom the camera in on the mirrors, what they do is to project your image, these little mirrors tilt back and forth to control the horizontal and the vertical movement of the actual laser beam. So if I turn it on, well, now it's going to work. But you see how they work there. And it's projecting a circle up onto the ceiling. It's now set for audio mode, so if I tap this thing, tap the microphone, it'll change its pattern. So now it's doing a perfect circle. Now it's doing a star. I wonder if it's just dust in this thing. Yeah, see, now it's off again. And I think what's happened is it goes into a shutdown state when it first starts up, it moves the mirrors, and if it doesn't detect that the mirrors move, it won't turn the laser on. Because if it's in the off state, now see, it's going to work. Maybe I'll blow the dust out of this thing. I'll get the compressor going here. We'll blow all the dust out of it to start. And see if I can see what's causing the problem on this unit. That did scare the cat when the compressor kicked in. Boy, did that scare the cat. I don't think I've ever seen that cat move that fast. Now, I'm the first to admit I don't know a heck of a lot about these type of devices here, but it seems that it's not detecting that the mirrors are moving, and the mirrors are almost in a locked up state when it starts. If I give it a tap, it works. So maybe, just maybe, these here are the motor drive boards that drive those two stepper motors. And I see they've got this crappy bloody glue all over them, this yellow cruddy glue. So I'm just going to try just undoing the connectors and reseating them. Maybe it's just a connection problem, and we're not getting a good connection to the motors. So I'm just going to unseat these connectors and reseat them. I'll do all of them and just see whether that makes any difference at all. Okay, I'll try it again. See whether it does anything different. Nope. But you see, if I tap this thing, it comes on. Tap that board, nothing happens. Tap that board and it comes on. I think the problem is on this board here. See, nothing happens. I believe the problem might be on this board. So I'm going to remove this board and let's take a look and see whether there's anything obvious, like a broken solder connection or something on this control board. So let's see, the best way to take this out would be probably to remove these two screws that hold the heatsink in place, and that way I can swing the entire board out. I've got the power turned off, by the way, on this thing right now. So there's a couple screws here that hold the board in place. Okay, let's take a close look at this board and see whether I can spot anything on this one. I'm just going to clean this board up a bit. So I've got the board out on this unit here. I don't even know if this camera's recording or not. Hopefully I've been getting this. It doesn't have a light on this camera, unfortunately. So I hope it's on, but I'm just going to redo a few of these transistors here, the drive transistors. Some of these connections look kind of iffy. These would be for the motor drive on this board, and they look pretty, some of them look pretty sad. And I'll do the connectors as well. All these through hole parts don't look to be soldered that well down. Pretty dull. The solder on here is pretty dull. And this one down here, this is the terminal for the motor itself, the connector. So I know the problem's definitely something on this board, because all I have to do is just ever so slightly tap it and it starts working. So I've got the problem isolated down to this board. So I'm just going to just tack all these through hole connections, including the trimmers. Got a bunch of trimmer pots on here as well, so I'll just redo those as well, and then we'll try this thing. So I'm basically just going to redo all the through hole stuff. The surface mounted stuff doesn't look to be too bad on the other side, but in case any of you guys are wondering what the power output of this laser is, it's 50 milliwatts. So it's a fairly bright unit. But you're not going to start any fires with 50 milliwatts. Not going to pop any balloons or do any of the other cool stuff that some people have done with the more powerful laser pointers and stuff. This is just a display unit. Okay, I think I'll reconnect the connectors here and see if I made any difference to this thing. Okay, should be able to give it power with the board out, and it should work with it out of the circuit, I would think. We'll try it and see if it kicks in. If it came on. We tap this board. So we know we definitely still have a problem on this board, and so the fault turned out to be this plug. This bloody plug was bad. Okay, I just soldered the wires on here, and you can see, where is it? Where am I projecting it? There it is. I'll put this thing together and I'll turn it on in the dark. You guys can see what it does. So there's the unit running now. So this is what this thing does in the dark. And with sound, it'll change patterns. So you got music playing, and this thing's changing. It's changing its design constantly. And I can actually program it to say something, and I was going to program it to say 12 volt vids. I was thinking I was going to put it over top of my bench and have it project in bright green laser 12 volt vids onto my bench. But then I came to my senses and realized that this thing would drive me absolutely batty if I was trying to work on something with a bloody laser pointing down, had reflective surfaces and getting reflections in my eyes and stuff. So I kind of scrapped that. But I do put the thing out at Halloween, and I have a picture of a pumpkin in laser, and then it says Happy Halloween in writing, and it switches back and forth. I control that with the computer, but it's fully programmable. It's kind of a cool little unit. If you're having a party, it really gets people moving, if you know what I mean. And go to the beat of the music. In the auto mode like this, it just does the geometric shapes. Under computer control, it's got animations on it too, that I can bring up individual animations. I have a horse running, and a horse galloping, and a dog walking, and a dinosaur, and it's got all kinds of different graphics, which are kind of cool. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this look at this this little laser unit. Can we destroy the camera? I have a feeling that this is what made this camera get kind of screwed up before. Those little black lines on there, I think probably was done with this thing years ago. Anyway, hope you enjoyed this thing, and now I can put this camera back in the trash, where I won't be using it for videos unless I'm doing something that I could really destroy it. Catch you later. Laser 1, camera 0.